Airy, your line is now open.
Hello, my name is Alka Airy. I'm from San Francisco. I'm a volunteer at Consumer Watchdog. I speak on behalf of my sister Shulta, who lost her life to medical negligence. I support Mr. Watkins' Accountability Act and commend his efforts to put patient safety first. I also support a patient bill of rights. The provisions of both go beyond restoring public trust and will deliver meaningful consequences for negligent doctors. Greater accountability means better health outcomes for all patients, which is ultimately what we all want. I hope the board will consider adopting these provisions for the Sunset Report and supporting its inclusion in future legislation. I also want to commend this board for recognizing the value of a public board member majority and supporting legislation in favor of it. The board's continued support sends a strong message across the state and the nation, too, that California is committed to safeguarding patient safety. I sincerely hope our lawmakers and the governor recognize the significance of taking this small yet powerful step on behalf of all consumers. I support the board's recommendations for changing the evidentiary standard to preponderance of evidence and increasing fees as proposed. I also support creating a complainant liaison unit. However, I'm concerned not enough attention has been directed toward the stage of the complaint process, where 90% of complaints are dismissed, and how the liaison unit will handle the stage. I was one of these complainants whose complaint was quickly dismissed without action, without any interviews, and without consideration of outside records. We are told our complaints will be investigated, but they really aren't, because only 10% get referred to the investigations department where they are actually investigated. The Sunset Report glosses over this critical stage of the complaint process, and yet it remains at the heart of public distrust. There are a few things I wish the board had recommended, and I hope you will reconsider, such as mandatory interviews for all complaints, careful consideration of all medical records and not just those selected by a hospital, and opportunities for injured patients and their families to provide impact statements. If doctors are allowed to appeal decisions, then it seems only fair for complainants to have similar access to an appeal process. Complaints involving patient death should also go directly to investigation per the DCA complaint prioritization process. There should be some consistency across DCA agencies. My sense after reviewing the Sunset Report and attending several meetings is that the medical board doesn't have a strong understanding of consumer sentiment, of what matters most to consumers, and why we feel current oversight is inadequate. Obtaining 29 responses over 2 years for a consumer survey is indeed inadequate to draw any conclusion. But it is telling that even with so few responses, they are resoundingly negative towards the medical board. If the board can't convince 29 consumers of its effectiveness, then how does it expect to gain the respect and support of 40 million residents?
Please conclude.
Doctors aren't the medical board's only stakeholder, consumers are stakeholders too. Thank you.